What's up, everybody? It's Skin by Cam. Welcome back to another video. As you can tell by the title, we're doing a little bit of a different video. I'm actually going to be introducing and launching our series. This is episode 1 of From Suits to Scrubs, Building Skin by Cam, the brand. So without further ado, in today's video, we're going to be talking about my journey leaving corporate America full-time and now being a full-time solo esthetician. So if you're interested in hearing a little bit more about my story and my journey on building Skin by Cam, then keep on watching. And without further ado, we're going to get into today's video. But first, make sure you are subscribed. Make sure you're subscribed. Hit that subscribe button down below. Like this video. And please keep the conversation going. If you have any questions, as always, drop those down in the comments below. And now, let's get into today's video. What's up, everybody? It's Skin by Cam. Welcome back to another video. As you can tell by the title, we are getting into a different topic today, which is going to be me building Skin by Cam. For a lot of you that don't know, I used to actually work a full-time job in corporate America, and now I want to talk a little bit about my journey on building Skin by Cam and how I went from wearing suits every day to scrubs. Alrighty, y'all, so now I'm in the scrubs full-time because I'm a full-time solo esthetician for now. The team is building and we are growing Skin by Cam, the brand. I don't know if you all recently saw, but I actually just got Skin by Cam trademark. So yes, I'm super excited and happy about that. But in today's video, this is our first episode of a series, which I am calling From Suits to Scrubs, Building Skin by Cam, the brand. And today's episode, I really just want to focus on my journey actually leaving corporate America officially and now being a full-time solo esthetician in business for myself and building my brand. So without further ado, let's get into today's video. I actually thought that for today's video, we'd actually we'll watch a reaction. We'll react together to this video. I will say when I first went solo, I said for the first 90 days, and I actually have now passed my first 90 days. So thank you. I'm so thankful for all my clients and all the support from family, friends, and just everybody. But what I also actually want to do is when I first went full-time, and left my full-time job, I recorded a video and I was planning on doing like this 90-day vlog of me like following along my journey on like my first 90 days. That didn't happen. I was rather ambitious and that did not quite happen. But I did do the initial video and I think it would be really cool for us to actually watch that video together. Because now, like I said, I'm more than 90 days in. I left my full-time job officially May the 8th was my last day. I started full-time officially with Skin by Cam May the 11th. So we are now in August. So we are officially past our 90 days. May, June, July, August. Yeah, yes, we are in it. We are in it, y'all, like for real. So we're actually gonna play that video. We're gonna react to it together. And then I'll talk a little bit more about like what I did full time for actually 14 years and then what propelled me to now going full time with Skin by Cam. So let's get into it. Like I said, we're going to pull up the video from the initial vlog series I was going to do, like my first 90 days building Skin by Cam now as a full time solo SD. But I have the video pulled up here, as you can see. And then I'm going to make sure it plays on screen for y'all so we can watch this and respond to it and kind of react to it together. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let me unmute it so I can listen to it. What's up, you guys? It's Skin by Cam. We are back with another video. It's kind of like a vloggy video, but I'm kind of nervous, sad, excited, so many things, so many emotions. Today was my last day at my job, actually, my full-time job, my corporate job, right? Because for y'all that don't know, like my full-time job was in property management for the past, like, I've been in property management for 14 years, but at least along with my business for the past 6 years. And I've been doing my full-time job of property management and then doing my Skin by Cam after work for the past 6 years. Because this was something I had just mentioned. I don't know if y'all have seen, but I've been going back to my old school and doing presentations on like my journey actually to becoming a full-time solo esthetician. And one thing that I mentioned here is that my full-time corporate America job, I was in property management, and I literally did that for 14 years. So yes, I started way back in 2012, 2013, something like that. Like that's when I started in property management, literally from working at the front desk. I was still in school at the time, so I was working like a weird double shift over the weekend, and then I moved into doing leasing. Then I became a leasing manager. From leasing manager, I stayed leasing manager for actually kind of about half of my time. in the property management field before I then moved over to becoming an assistant property manager. And then my final job was a property manager at the last company that I was with. I'm not going to say the company names because this ain't about them. But yes, I was in property management. I went to like one, two, three, four. I have been with like four different companies in property management. That happens often in the property management field where people kind of hop around to different companies, like find your fit. And the last one was a major misfit. But let's keep watching and then we'll keep chatting. And after 6 years, I said I need to do my full time passion full time. Like, yes, y'all, I was working a full time job, 9 to 5, and then literally running my business part time, and I did that for 6 years. So I didn't just jump. Well, while I did after graduation, like for an aesthetics program, I did get licensed and then went into business for myself. I didn't like go work at another spa or anything like that. I literally just started my business. But I was doing it part time. So it was my full time passion, but I was only doing it part time. So literally, I was working a 9 to 5, and then literally right after work, 5:30 to 8:30 for 6 years, running my business part time. It sounds crazy now that I'm saying it out loud, but that's sometimes what it takes, when you have a passion and you're trying to build something. Like, I was using my money from my full-time job, pouring that into my business to help it grow in the beginning because I wasn't making any money from it. It was just a passion that I had. I wasn't making money from it yet though. But after some time, when Skin by Cam started to make its own money, I was able to then pull back. But there were still times where I was pouring from my full-time job back into my business, be it the time that I'm spending or actual finances that are going to my business. Like in the beginning, I used my full-time job to help me pay for my first studio suite. Even like getting furniture and equipment and all that kind of stuff. Like, again, Skin by Cam wasn't making money yet, so my full-time job was supporting Skin by Cam at the time. But yeah, let's keep on watching. But I just wanted to mention that I did not just immediately go straight into business, like full time rather, for myself. Like it was a part time for me for 6 years. Full time passion, full time. Always said that, doing my aesthetics work was like my passion, my full time passion, but I was only doing it part time. But now I'm doing it full time, and I want to do it full time, but I'm so nervous and scared, you guys, because it's like that, that level of, I don't know, like security, or I don't know, like that safety net that you had of having your full-time job is it's not there anymore. And it's really, I'm scared, I'm nervous, I'm excited, all the things. And I promise, like, I knew it was time for me to go, because I felt my light dimming, like being there. I just did not like being at work. I'm gonna pause it there really quick because one thing I had mentioned was how scared I was, and having your full-time job can just kind of feel like a safety net, and sometimes you do actually have to pull that safety net. That way you are fully now thrusted into it, because 8 hours of my day was going to a full-time job, and that was 8 hours that was taken away from my business. There was content ideas that I had. There was opportunities to grow my business and get clients that I was missing out on. There was other things like sometimes I had to travel for work too, and that again, it takes me away from my business. So there's a lot of that of my full-time job that was taking me away from Skin by Cam, which was truly my passion. And I still don't necessarily. I have family that I could rely on for support, but I try not to. Like, I wanted and want Skin by Cam to be so successful that by removing that safety net, you are now outpouring all of my energy, all of my creative, just passion and energy, just my social battery was now all towards Skin by Cam. And it shifted everything for me because I wasn't being drained at work and then still trying to pour into my business. It was now from the start of the day to the end of the day, it was just all Skin by Cam. So that was a huge pivotal shift for me that I now feel. And looking back at the video, I could tell I was so nervous. Like, I was getting emotional there because I will say I didn't have it all figured out in the beginning. Like, I probably should have thought more about, okay, well, this is how much I'm making for my full-time job. What does that equate to in clients based off of my average sale? Um, Even thinking about like, okay, well, these are all my bills. These are, I literally, y'all, just grew so tired in that job. It was so stressful. I didn't feel like I had the support that I needed. And it just pushed me to just leaving. Like, mind you, I didn't even have everything figured out, but I said, this just can't be it. This cannot be it for me. So I put in my notice. And for when I put in my notice, just so you guys know, I don't advise this for everybody. Again, I'm just sharing my story, my journey. I gave them a bit more than a 2 week notice. One, because I knew that they kind of needed it because I was stepping down as a property manager, which is a larger role at a property. I was in property management. So I figured that it might take them additional time to help, find that replacement. So I did give them a little bit more time just in case they needed. A lot of times you'd be surprised, like when you're putting in your notice, that a lot of times now they don't even wait your full 2 weeks. Like you gave a 2 week notice and they'll expedite it, and you'll be like, all right, well, 1 week or a couple days or whatever. But once you put your notice in, like technically they can do that. These are at will employers, so they can just fire you. Like you can just be gone. But I gave them a little bit more than a 2 week notice, and I will say during that time, I opened my books. I already said, look, it could become a point because I've seen it happen, and I didn't necessarily want this to happen. I wanted to leave on good terms. That's why I gave a notice, but I kind of was like, forget it. Like, it is what it is. I now need to pour all of this into my business. And my last 2 weeks, I opened up my books for Skin by Cam. I said, if I just open the books, I didn't update it on my website or anything at this point in time. I just opened the books because a lot of times clients, if they see availability, they'll just book it. So I opened up my books. I didn't announce it, didn't change the hours on my website or anything yet. I just opened up my books just to see what would happen. I had got one booking during like my regular full-time hours. I was like, oh shoot, okay, well, I'm gonna have to tell them something. I got a doctor's appointment. I got an appointment. Something, right? Okay, so I have one. Then another person booked me. I was like, okay, all right. I said, if I get one more, I know that this is it. And it wasn't a monetary thing. It was just something I felt like in my gut. Lo and behold, I got that third booking like during them last 2 weeks of my full-time job. And I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, there is a demand there. Like there is a demand there, whether it's from existing clients or new clients that were just looking for more availability or different time slots. The demand was there. So I said, okay, I'm going full force with it now. Updated my hours, ended up sending out a post. This is when Skin by Cam is going full time, but within that time, I still had like the open availability because I was like, look, this job they can let me go at any point in time. So I need because I knew that this is what I was going to be doing full time. I said I have to go for it. I just have to go for it, and I'm so glad that I did, y'all. So glad. But let's finish the video. Let's finish the video. I think there's like a minute or so left, so let's finish it. Anymore, and it had a lot to do with management, of course. I feel like it's always the manager that becomes the problem. It's never the people. It's never my team. It's not the building. I'm about to say, because I love my team. I'm somebody that loves my team. I did not have the best experience with the manager I was with at this property, and it truly made the difference. And it made the difference in this instance in me not wanting to pursue this industry anymore. And I'm honestly glad I didn't, I'm not happy that it happened that way, but definitely thankful. I don't know what y'all believe in, but God, spirit, universe, whatever y'all want to call it, I was just seeing signs, and especially my mental health, like that was the biggest sign. Oh my goodness, y'all. It was just time. When I tell you, my mental health was truly like diminishing as I was at my last property, like working with that manager, and just I don't think it was necessarily the company, because when I signed on initially, because I was excited, like there were so many opportunities for growth. It felt like there were travel opportunities. There was like the financial piece of it where I was making a significant amount more actually than my old property. And ultimately it just wasn't all about the money. Like it just wasn't all about the money. And my mental health really started to suffer working there. Like, working in general can be stressful, but between deadlines and this and that and that and that, whatever. But when you don't have the support that you feel like you need, especially from management, like, it makes it even worse. Like, it truly like heightens everything. Like, everything I was feeling just became heightened. And between like a lack of training, just lack of general support, he wasn't the manager at the time that I had, just wasn't like personable. Like, I didn't even feel like I could talk to this person. It was just, it just truly was just eating away at me. And mind you, that the building that I was at was going through like a major concern at the time. It wasn't something that like couldn't be fixed because it was being worked on like when I started at the property, but there was that in itself was a long process. And I'm a new property manager walking into this major problem with the elevators at the time. And it was like, man, I'm brand new to the building, brand new to the company, brand new to the systems, brand new to all of this. And it felt like I was just thrown in it without any kind of additional support. So my mental being there, and I was only there literally, y'all, for like 3 months or so, like, if that, like, y'all, it was crazy, crazy. And like I said, while I know I'm scared and I'm nervous and anxious and all those things, I just know it's gonna work out. So, really excited. Sad to leave my team though. I swear, every single time, the saddest and hardest part is like leaving my team, because I love my team. Like, I love them, bro. But now I get to be the manager that I have always wanted. And I've had good managers before, but like, now I get to like fully be that manager to someone else, my future team, to be the manager that people deserve. Like, people don't understand, like, we're at work more than we're at home or with our friends and family a lot of times. So like, your work family, then we'll finish it. But literally, like I had said in the video, I care so much about my team. Like, your team literally becomes like your family. Like, you're literally at work a lot of times more than you're at home with your family or whatnot. Like, it's so important that you have like a good manager, because they can really make or break your experience. And I had to ask myself, I was like, before I made that full pivot and move, I was like, do I have a problem with authority? Or like, is it basically, I had to ask my, like, is it me? Like, am I the problem? Like, is there something with me where it's like I didn't want a boss, or like I wanted to, then I really thought about it, and I was like, but no, that's not it. Like, I've had great managers that I love, and that I still will talk to, or that are still mentors for me. That I like, leaving them wasn't for anything against them. It was really just my personal growth. I wanted to continue. I wanted to be where they were. So I was growing, and they actually helped me in getting to that place. So that's when you have a good manager. Like, they're helping build you up to get to wherever it is that you want to be. Some people don't want to be a manager, and that's perfectly fine, but we're going to help you be the best, whatever your position is. So now that I get to be able to be that manager to my future team, like, that's all I want to do for my team. Like, you guys know I work with Pro Skin Academy as a preceptor, and not all the students that come in want to do facials. Like, just because you're in aesthetics doesn't mean you have to do facials. There's waxing that you can do. You might want to just specialize in brow services. You might just want to do like hair restoration, or maybe you want to do permanent makeup and do brows, or whatever else. Like, there's so much that you can do, or laser, or just so many other things. So it doesn't necessarily have to be facials. And I had a student recently who's not necessarily like into facials like that, but she's more so into waxing. But it's still something you have to learn for your state board and whatnot. But whatever your passion is, I just want my team to be the strongest and best in that particular field. And that's what I want from my managers too. Like, help me get to where I want to be. Like, if this is my goal, if this is what I see for myself, like, help me get there. So now I just want to be that support and that person that can help encourage, inspire, and help drive you to wherever it is that my future team, wherever they want to go. Be it like they want to be a master esthetician, they want to do facials, they want to do brows, they want to do lashes, whatever it is. Like, I just want to help them get to that place, like, however I can. So I love my team. I'm such like a team person. I'm a collaborative leader just by nature, in that I like to get everybody's input, because while we may not agree on everything, I think getting certain input and feedback is good, because it gives you different perspectives to hear from. So that's just how I like to operate. becomes your family, and it's really important that you're a supportive manager, collaborative manager, you're a fun manager. Like, make coming to work exciting, enjoyable. Like, that's what I want to do for my future team, and that's what I'm going to do as my own boss now. So I'm really excited for the future of Skin by Cam, and I'm gonna take y'all on this journey with me, especially over this next 90 days, because I have to go really, really hard to get through the summer.
I did not finish the vlog, but we here, y'all. We are here.
Manage everything, but I know I've got a great support system behind me between family and friends. My clients are so supportive, and they're a part of the reason that encouraged me to do this full time. They're like, y'all, you don't do this full time, or they're telling me like,
yes, y'all. So many people already thought I was doing it full time.
And it's like, well, now the availability is here, so I'm really excited. Just gonna put all I can into it and put all my energy, just give it everything I got. So had to get that out. So excited, and I will see y'all in the next video, or at least maybe the next part to this. So I'm gonna try to continue this.
I'll continue the series, but this vlog
IG,
I did not
on TikTok, YouTube. So look out for me, y'all. Look out for me. I will be out here, okay? So I'll see you soon. See you in the next clip, okay?
And I think I might have done another clip after this, kind of following along my on a day with me or something like that. But I did not keep up with the vlog. I do apologize. It would have been nice. I might do some more other vloggy content soon. So look, it might be coming back. But again, that my journey leaving was actually, you saw, kind of emotional, and it was tough for me. I loved my team, and I actually loved what I did too. I love property manager. I enjoyed it. Being that pivotal part in helping somebody find their home is it was really important to me, and I love that feeling. But I think now I've realized that I love what I do, which is helping build people's internal confidence and helping them look and feel their absolute best. And that's what I get to do as an esthetician. And I'm so excited that I decided to go full time with Skin by Cam. Now that I've been full time for a little over 90 days, it's weird. It's I honestly can't imagine myself now doing something else. I can't imagine myself wearing a suit every day, and this is now my uniform. You know what I mean? So it's it's so cool to see, and I just want to continue to build Skin by Cam, my team, merch, new location, second location, different modalities, different treatments. So much that I can do now that I'm full time and pouring everything into my business. There's going to be ups and downs, and I expect that. But what I do know is I'm going to show up every single day for my business, because it's almost like having a baby. It's this is my baby, and I want to see my baby grow, and I want to see my baby succeed, and that's what I'm going to do for Skin by Cam. And I just, again, thank you all so much for your support. Continue to follow me on this journey. This is just episode 1. I will continue this series. Like I said, I failed on the vlog. I did. I was very ambitious. But when you're starting your business, you have to be ambitious. Some people call it delusion. Maybe you do have to be a little delusional. You got to think outside the box, think bigger than what you've been told. And especially for a lot of us that have not had an example of maybe a family member that's running a business, or whatever it might be, another entrepreneur around you. It can be hard to think oh damn, I'm not clocking in somewhere, I'm not getting a W-2, I'm not, how do I know how much I'm going to make? I have bills, I got this. It becomes a lot. So even some of my clients are dang, weren't you scared? Or what does that feel like? Even some of them are and they're encouraging me as well. So listen, y'all, for anybody that's thinking about doing this full time, whether you're esthetician, stylist, barber, whatever it might be, a few signs that you'll know when it's time for you to step away from your corporate America job or full time is, one, that, like I mentioned earlier, there was a demand. I was getting calls and people wanted to book me, I just wasn't available. 2, always consider your mental health and your what your true passion is. And then 3, I think it's more so just thinking bigger than what you initially had. So when I initially started Skin by Cam, for me, again, maybe I was just delusional, but I knew I wasn't just going to be a service provider. I knew I wanted to be more. It needed to be a brand. It needed to be something bigger, whether I'm being a mentor or an educator or have my merch or different whatever. So I knew in the beginning I wanted more. So that was just me, but think big. Like, it does not hurt to think big. The worst you're gonna get is a no, and guess what? That's just one no that might lead to your next yes. That could be your next big opportunity. So just think big. I refuse to now think small and like put myself in a box. Like, don't do that. Think big. Whatever your passion is, trust me, it is possible. There's so much that's possible for us. You just have to put all your energy into it, and have a positive outlook, but also be realistic with it as well. So keep those things in mind. Thank you so much for watching this video. Again, make sure you subscribe, like this video, leave any comments down below. If there's anything that I can help you all with in regards to like building your business, there'll be a few other episodes to this. So any questions that they actually may get answered in future episodes, but still drop those down below. Next, more about the behind the scenes on like those different structures of building Skin by Cam in a future episode. But until then, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. I'll talk to you later. Bye.